What's up, y'all? That's Ant Glizzy, and this is Barberson TV, and today we got young teen carjackings. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get 100K subscribers. I appreciate everybody that been on Barberson TV. These topics be crazy, though, y'all. It'd be a lot to get into, because it'd be fast like the kids in the city. Us growing up back in the day, a UU to us was like a screwdriver and a brick. Like, you had to do a lot. You really had to bust the window, break it out with the glass, go to the car, bang the screwdriver in, rip the car halfway apart, get the 8-ball out, rip it apart, and do it right, and then turn it. You had to do a lot to steal a car back in the day. And I swear, if it was 70 kids, if it was 70 of us from the neighborhood, only 3 people knew how to steal a car. I swear. It was only 3 people from the neighborhood knew how to steal a car. Like, nobody, it was one good car stealer, one that can halfway steal a car, and one that just can bare minimum do it. And there was like 3 levels to it. Everybody didn't know how to steal a car. This generation, you don't even know. The car still itself. The car's yours. It's literally called a free car. It's free. It's like, just open the door and drive it. The same thing that charge your phone runs this car. Your phone. Whatever you can do with your phone, you can do with this car. Same way you can charge your phone, you can take off with this car. If you can put your phone in charge, you can put your car on the road. It's that easy. So let's get into it. So a 13-year-old, I seen a news report come out that a 13-year-old was fatally shot and killed in a carjacking.
A 12-year-old arrested in connection with that deadly attempted carjacking on D Street in the district faced a judge today. We've learned he's in custody because his mom turned him in. Fox 5's Stephanie Ramirez was in the courtroom today. Stephanie.
And Kenneth, this 12-year-old was held in a secure juvenile facility by the judge involved. It was also explained in court that this 12-year-old could have been the driver if this suspected carjacking had actually been carried out. Now, there is not audio, but a detective testifying in court today had said that there is surveillance video that appears to show the 2 youths walking toward the vehicle involved. They apparently have some kind of conversation, and that's when the detective said that the 2 were seen, both of them, placing their right hand around their waistband area. Then the detective says they continue to approach the car, the 13-year-old opening the passenger side door. The 12-year-old recently arrested, we're told, went around, opened the driver's side door, and apparently said something using a curse word to the effect of, "Get out, you know what this is." That's when we know afterward that the off-duty officer involved, a federal security officer, got out of the vehicle and fired shortly after that, in seconds, a 13-year-old killed. In court today, we learned a lot more about the background of what's going on here. Mom apparently contacted police yesterday as soon as she recognized her 12-year-old son in the suspect photo issued by police. This is her son's first time in the D.C. court system. A significant moment also came after the youth was asked his birth date and age, telling the magistrate judge he is 13, only for a court official to later say he's actually 12. Wow, was the judge's response. We do not know why he gave a correct answer. We also learned in court today that while doing well, now in a different school, the 12-year-old has concerning behavioral problems, dealing with anger issues. Since 5 years old, he allegedly started smoking marijuana at 11. He also allegedly said at intake that he knows where to get a gun. It's not clear how serious that comment is, but it was well noted in court that mom even contacted an area hospital trying to get her son help, not wanting him to be lost to D.C.'s streets. It was around 10 o'clock at night Saturday when police say the 12 and 13-year-olds walked up to the off-duty federal security officer's vehicle, and that this was at around the 600 block of D Street Northwest. We're told that that officer was on the phone about to head into work at the time, and the officer told police that he believed this was an armed carjacking. Now, police have not found any guns connected to the 12 or the 13-year-old. The judge was saying in court that she didn't find substantial probability for the charge of armed carjacking, but did for carjacking, ordering the youth held at least until the next court appearance on Monday, when another judge could decide otherwise. Guys?
Allegedly, him and another suspect try to carjack a car, but the car they try to carjack was some type of off-duty police officer. And he ended up using deadly force, killing one of the teens. And one of them fled on foot and got away. It was 2 teenagers, one of them allegedly fled on foot and got away, and his mom turned them in. And I don't know if he got the charges to it or what happened, but long story short, my story is here to tell y'all this. if you 13 years old and you eager to drive, live your life. You're gonna be able to drive one day. It's a age limit on life that they can give you. You can just get a car and just drive it, and you won't have no penalties to doing it. Don't be in a rush to die. Don't be in a rush to go to jail. Be a kid. When I was 13, I wasn't trying to drive. When I was 13, I didn't start smoking at 18. I played football. Yeah, I might have dropped out of school because I was going through stuff mentally. My parents were a little bit different. Y'all had a little bit harder, but I can't really explain it. It's like 13 years old, you ain't supposed to be dying. You ain't supposed to be thinking about death. You don't even know what life is yet. You didn't experience life yet. At 13, you're not a grown man. You're not an adult. Your brain doesn't think to the max or nothing. So if anybody tell y'all they stealing cars, joyriding, it's cool. It's not cool. It's not fun to do. It's not nothing. I'm not the one that's here to church you down and water you down with all the lectures and be like, oh, I want you to listen to me, the positive vibes and all this. I just want you to know it's two sides to this. You're going to play with this and die, or you're going to take it serious and life going to give you the rewards you're supposed to get from life. You play with life, life going to play with you. That's the best way I'm going to do it. Ain't no in-betweens with this. I ain't going to catwalk you or sugarcoat it or butter it down. I'm going to keep it 100% with you. You want to be a carjacker, you want to be a gangster, you want to be a street guy, you're going to die. There's nothing else to it. You're going to die. You're going to go to jail and feel like you were dead. You're going to die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't sit there and let nobody tell you no otherwise. Wait to live your life. Just live your life according to plan. Nothing outside of the plan. Anything outside of the plan can hurt you and put you in harm's way. 13 years old, carjacking, allegedly, trying to steal a car, take a car from somebody. First of all, that's wrong anyway. You're doing wrong. Doing wrong gets you the wrong results. I don't wish that for nobody. So now their parents got to deal with that. Then y'all don't even think about it. You're 13 years old. Your parent not going to be, imagine the thought of this. A parent got to be on earth without their 13-year-old child. How much hurt is that on the parent? They going to feel like they should have died with you. If you should at least tell your parents, like, Mom, I'm about to go carjack somebody or try to carjack somebody and I'm going to die. You want to go die with me? At least give them a chance to die with you, bro. Don't leave them here just suffering. Y'all parents suffer from this, bro. If y'all care about y'all parents, do it for them. Like, I ain't saying you gotta be peaceful, you gotta be right, just be smart. All I'm saying is be smart. Carjacking is not smart at all. No carjacking in 2023. There's no texting and deleting the text message. There's nothing you can do in 2023, especially not carjacking. No getting away with carjacking. 1,000,000% sure you're not getting away with carjacking. Anybody that carjack, you're not getting away with it. Even if you get away with it, you carjack, you parked the car, you got away with that one time. I promise you, one time you get caught gonna equal up to all 7 of them times. I promise you, just wait and don't do it. Just listen to me. Don't carjack. Do anything in the world except for carjack. That is pointless. That is the only thing I know on the gangster tip that's pointless. Like, that's the jury right. Go steal your grandmama's car. I'm gonna give you a scenario. You got a grandmother, when she go to sleep, steal the keys. That's what we used to do. Just steal your grandmother's keys and do it that way. I don't get that. That's a safer way. Don't go carjack nobody for their car, y'all. Not at all. Your mother go to sleep, steal her car. Deal with your mother consequences. Like, I'd rather you do that. I'm sorry. I'm telling y'all, if I tell y'all kids something wrong, y'all see y'all car stolen because of Aunt Glizzy, I'm sorry. I'd rather your kids steal your car than they go out here and steal somebody else's and shot. Because you ain't gonna shoot them. You can stick your foot in their somebody can put a bullet in their I'm tired of seeing these kids down the news. Like, bro, I don't feel like y'all deserve death. That's the only reason I'm here to tell y'all this. Y'all don't deserve to die. Y'all deserve to live. So if y'all take some penitentiary chances, make sure it's worth it. Make sure your penitentiary chance is worth $1 million. If you take a penitentiary chance, you know what a penitentiary chance is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. If you do something and the chance of you going to a penitentiary doing it is high, make sure you do it for a high enough reason. It gotta be money behind it, not for a joyride. Just imagine doing 10 years in jail because you wanted to take a car around the block that wasn't yours. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. No way. It don't add up. If 1 + 1 = 2, a carjacking don't equal nothing but death or in jail. I'm just here to tell you. So now let's get into another story. So I see now we're on the carjacking topic. I see that the carjacking has been spiked up to like an all-time high with the little kids doing it. And I don't know if y'all got no guidance or nothing, but if y'all watch Barbarason TV, y'all can do anything in the world. Go in the store, I read you go in the store, steal all the clothes and they get you a theft over 1,000. I don't care what you do, just don't carjack it. I don't care what you do, y'all. I swear to God, I won't tell you nothing wrong. I swear I won't sugarcoat this in no way. You can do anything in the world, just don't carjack. It's no winning in carjacking, I swear. There's no winning at all in it. I don't see no winning in it at all. I never seen nobody win from carjacking, not one person. I know a million people. I never seen one person win. Just listen to me. Just don't do that. So the carjacking numbers after this video should spike all the way down. If you carjack and you see this, bro, that's the first way to go to jail. And if you do it after this, when you do go to jail, I just want you to think in that jail cell like, damn, man told me. That's it. I'm just only here to tell you. So somebody went to jail. I'm not gonna say no names. It's Juvenile. Juvenile got locked up in the city 7 times for carjacking. All 7 times for carjacking, they got sent home the next day.
Earlier this week, Mayor Muriel Bowser unleashed some harsh words for a D.C. Superior Court judge who released a teen girl to home confinement, and that girl was then accused in a deadly carjacking and crash that killed her half-sister.
But now the court is pushing back, and the mayor's office is backing off her earlier statement, acknowledging she misspoke. But as News 4's Mark Seagraves reports, the back and forth has exposed gaps in the juvenile justice system that are making it harder for judges to detain young offenders.
It was this deadly crash last week involving 2 cars that had been carjacked. The 16-year-old girl driving this Honda Pilot was killed. D.C. police say her 15-year-old half-sister, who was in the second car that crashed, was arrested. That 15-year-old had recently been released from custody on a prior robbery charge and was in the custody of her parents with a GPS monitor. In the hearing, when the teen was released, D.C. Superior Court Judge Andrea Hertzfeld said she was releasing the 15-year-old to home confinement due to a lack of space in the Department of Youth and Rehabilitation Services shelter housing. News 4 asked Mayor Bowser about the lack of space leading to the girl being back on the street. Bowser insisted the question was not based in fact.
Please get it right. Get it straight.
Correct me, please.
Okay, so this is my understanding that the judge wanted to place a juvenile who also been arrested for carjackings 6th or 7th time in a shelter environment that is not secure, and that was also not available. What was available was a secured environment. And in my opinion, if you've been arrested for the 7th time for carjacking, that is where you belong. The child was sent home. The child is now not with us.
The problem with the mayor's statement is neither of the 2 girls involved in the fatal carjacking had been arrested in the past for carjacking. According to a D.C. government official familiar with the investigation, the girl who died had never been in the juvenile detention system at all. The mayor had apparently confused the girls' cases with the case of a 13-year-old boy who was shot and killed during an attempted carjacking on D Street Northwest and had several prior carjacking charges. But the case highlights problems when it comes to detaining juvenile offenders. The district is severely limited on space. Shelter housing, which allows juveniles to stay in their community and attend school while awaiting trial, only has space for 38 youths, and of those, only 8 of those beds are for girls. A spokesperson for the courts also points out judges are prohibited by law from increasing a juvenile's detention status even if they commit a crime while in shelter housing or home confinement, unless the prosecutor requests an increase. A spokesperson for the D.C. court says the D.C. Office of Attorney General did not ask for an increase in detention the last time the 15-year-old girl accused in the carjacking appeared in juvenile court. Now, in a statement from the director of DYRS, he tells News 4 that his agency is looking for ways to increase the number of beds for juvenile girls in shelter housing. He also points out that when juveniles are placed in shelter housing or home detention, they are supervised by the courts, not by his agency. Mayor Bowser released a statement late today saying that she just wants to get past this and focus on keeping youth safe and not go back and forth between different agencies pointing fingers.
Yeah. And so, Mark, what is the Attorney General saying about why his office did not request that increased detention for the 15-year-old girl at this point?
Yeah, so over the past several weeks, the 15-year-old girl had appeared in juvenile court several times on robbery charges. In her first court appearance on those robbery charges, the Attorney General's office did ask for secured detention, but a judge opted for a less strict detention in shelter housing. But when the girl reappeared before a different judge again on the most recent charges, the Attorney General's office office did not ask again for secure detention. In a statement, the OAG stated that he can't comment on juvenile cases even when others make public statements that he knows to be inaccurate. But the OAG also noted that there is a lack of space for juveniles, particularly for young girls.
Right, just 8 spaces. That's all they have right now.
That's in those community housing settings, right? That's kind of like a halfway house is a good way to refer to those. They're not secured. The juveniles come and go. They go to school, then they come back in and check in tonight. And in those situations, yes, there's only 38 total beds. 30 of them for boys, 8 of them for girls. And that official who we spoke with today in a briefing told myself and our I-Team's Ted Oberg that they routinely, when they don't have enough space in those community housings, they routinely take those juveniles and put them in the secure detention facility. There's going to be a hearing on that practice later this month because there are some attorneys who believe that that practice is unconstitutional.
But 8 beds, that seems like an awfully small number for a city of this size and a problem this big.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Mark Seagraves on top of that story, and I know you'll stay on it.
Like, they call their parents, tell them come pick them up because they too young to prosecute them. Like, they're too young to really give them a serious charge. Basically, they teenagers, 13 years old, 15 years old. If you get caught with a carjacking at 15 and some type of months, yeah, they can charge you as an adult. But 13 years old, if you get caught with a carjacking, I don't even really want to explain the laws because they give a 13-year-old an idea. And then, like, I don't even want to, y'all get where I'm going. If you this is how little-minded a 13-year-old is. I can talk to y'all while a 13-year-old is watching. If you 13-year-olds, you ain't even going to understand this. But if you are 30-year-old my age, you gonna understand it. And I'm talking straight to y'all. This is like me talking to y'all, and they ain't gonna understand it. I'm not gonna say what I wanna say because of a 13-year-old, what a 13-year-old can do, because it'll give them an idea of a 13-year-old, and they feel like it ain't no consequences to it, or this, that, and the third. But all I'm here to say is, y'all understand what I'm trying to say, but I ain't gonna tell them what they what they want them to think. It's still gonna be a consequence to it, just not a strong enough consequence. But I promise you, if you do something at 13 and you get away with it, you're gonna do it at 18 and think you're gonna get away with it, but you don't get away with it at 18, and they know that. That's the catch. So back to what I was saying. So they got a carjacking charge 7 different times and got sent home 7 different times because they too young to charge them. A 13-year-old get charged, all they gonna get is a residential bed, a group home bed, or some months in a youth service center, or sent to a program for a certain amount of time till they max out. They can max it out as a juvenile till 21 is over, regardless of the situation. So they feel like before they do that and waste the money, they'll send them back home. And another thing, it's not enough beds. Just say if it's 900 arrests on juveniles and they only have 200 beds. If it's 300 arrests and they only have 100 beds, you feel what I'm saying? It's more arrests than beds, so they gotta send people home, but they gonna make them sleep on the floor. They just plan them like this. Yeah, you will be like, the government keeps sending these kids home. It's like, what are they doing? Like, how can they still be on the streets? Just think about it. The government don't really care about the kids. They send the kids home as a setup. 7 carjackers got sent home, I promise you. The police know that the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th carjacking, that's going to be death or the life sentence. It's coming. It's written in stone. Nobody that got 7 carjackers in the same year and been sent home ain't about to do the same thing. It's a routine. It's a pattern. You can't duck the fire that many times. So they let you hang yourself. You can get away with carjacking 1,000,000 times as a juvenile. You do it 1 time as an adult, you can gone for a long time. I'm here to tell you, don't play the game by the system. You can do anything in the world, just don't carjack. All the beds are overfull for the juveniles and all that. I'm not here to give y'all no lectures. I already gave y'all a lecture. I feel like I talked too much, did all that and all that. But this is my key to y'all. This is what I'm gonna say before I go. If y'all in the streets do what y'all do, just use y'all brain. Think smart. Carjacking is off limits. I'm not here to tell y'all what y'all can do or what y'all can't do. Carjacking is just a no-no. Barberson.